Yeah, what is going
Yo.
on, Eagles Nation? What is going on? Welcome to episode 11 to the Eagles Top Podcast. Like I said, it's been a hot minute since we have done that. So, man, it's gonna be interesting. A lot of stuff to talk about. Post the NFL draft and pretty much all the stuff that you have. A lot of Eagles you've seen in the news regarding the Philadelphia Eagles. But before we get to it, if you guys are new, make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. That being said, let's just kind of get right into it. So, obviously, we right now we don't know. Right now, the schedule has not been released yet, but I literally pulled up. So Thursday is my likely that the Eagles' schedule is definitely going to be released. So it'll be a lot of interesting this year in terms of who the Eagles are playing, minus you know and stuff like that.
Yeah, I can't wait. Once the schedule releases and we see the teams who we will be facing for the 2023 season, I'll be stoked for that. I know it's going to be harder. It's going to be harder since we made the Super Bowl last year. It's going to be
Mm-hmm.
a harder schedule than we had last year. Because last year we had pretty much a cupcake schedule. If
I
you think
think,
about
yeah, but
If you think about it, we did have a cupcake schedule, which is why we did that. But I wouldn't say I shouldn't say cupcake because we did dominate in the playoffs.
I mean, we played.
It would have been a cupcake schedule if we lost first round, but
Yeah,
we ended up going to the Super Bowl. We lost to the Chiefs, but I feel like we've bolstered the team well enough to where it doesn't matter what the schedule you put in front of us, we're gonna take it down.
I mean,
Um,
shit. I mean,
there might be a few teams here and there that we might not play well against, but it's football that happens. But
yeah, absolutely.
and it's sports. Sports you don't win every single game. It's impossible in every sport. But here's the thing. The fact that we were able to keep the core together, keep all our defensive guys pretty much missing a few linemen which we drafted pretty well. We'll get to that. Um Also, the fact that we got guys like Jalen Carter, guys like Nolan Smith, we traded for two quality running backs. Yes, you could say, "Oh yeah, those guys are banged up. Those guys are hurt half the time." But we like to share the load when it comes to running backs, so we're not, overworking them to where they do get hurt.
What
So
up, Jeff? But yeah, I mean, good point. I mean, not to mention this too. Like, we don't run in terms of the running game. We really don't really, like you said, we don't really put a lot of burden on the running back.
no, so screw y'all. Screw the Cowboys.
But I will say this too: for the longest time, we know that we've known we always had the longest rivalry with the Cowboys. Right now, another team you can make an argument for that's going to be the next upcoming rivalry is the New York Giants. I mean, you gotta get the Giants where credit is due.
But seriously, RQ, you're a good dude, so it's a friendly rivalry, man.
Oh, trust
So
me, the dude. Hey, we talk about the most like really as a Cowboys fan, Arku would be the guy, but that's besides the
yeah,
point. But look at the opponents that the Eagles have right now, minus the division, or individuals, the Commanders, the Cowboys, Giants. I don't know why I almost forgot that. But the new teams, some of the new teams we play in this year is the Rams, the Patriots, the Jets, the Cardinals. Hopefully, I might go to that game and just boo the living fuck out of you know who. The Niners, the Bills, the Dolphins, the Chiefs, the Seahawks, the Vikings, and the Bucks. Those are the new teams
see,
that.
see, that would be a favorable schedule. Honestly, the teams that would really give us hell are obviously the Chiefs. Chiefs would give us hell. The Bucks, they're without Tom Brady. They don't have
Well,
a quarterback.
I mean, do you think it got
So
they got Baker
they
Mayfield as their starting quarterback?
they got
Like,
yeah they got Baker Mayfield. So that means
ugh,
they still don't have a freaking quarterback, and because they lost Tom Brady.
lost Tom
Um,
Brady and some
one
key
of the best,
pieces.
one like literally the greatest football player, greatest quarterback. I hate to say it, but
I mean, he has the numbers to
really
show it for it.
He's got the numbers and he's got the accolades, so he is the greatest.
I think another team could give us a bit of a handful is the Buffalo Bills.
You lose a guy like that for Baker Mayfield. You got issues at quarterback.
I mean,
so with that being said, and also the Seahawks will probably give us help too.
Maybe
because Gino really fits with that group. He proved it last year, and he's gotten, excuse the noise in the background, but yeah, those three teams are like only two teams I would think that they would be hard against. The rest of them are like very favorable.
I mean, Seahawks. Yeah, you can make the argument. I mean, there's going to be one of those teams. Are going to be a very scrappy team, especially in I would say a weak NFC West, because minus the fact that they're the second best team in that division behind the San Francisco 49ers. And at times we have seen the Seahawks, it's hot and cold with them. Like, you don't know which Geno Smith you're going to get most of the time. But regardless.
Honestly, though, last year you got a very consistent Geno Smith. So I really don't think that would be an issue. Like in years past, with the teams that he was on before, where he was just like very hot and cold. One day he looks like the best quarterback in the league, and the next day he looks like one of the worst. Like that's how it's been for his entire career. He's been very hot and cold, and now he's found a system that works for him. And that's the reason why that I feel like the Eagles will have a tough time against the Seahawks is because of this. Will they? Is the defense that great? I don't know.
That remains to be seen.
I feel like Jalen Hurts would, light it up against this team. That's what I feel like. That's exactly what I feel like. Is like he's going to carve that defense, but it's up to our defense to get to Geno, to have him rush passes with that front seven that we have. The cornerbacks have to cover the receivers. Linebackers have to do their job. It's going to be a tough test for this team.
Oh, absolutely. But
on the defensive side of the ball, no less. But the offensive side, I feel like they wouldn't struggle. It's just the defense that is going to get tested.
Yeah, absolutely. But I wouldn't say, and if you go back to last year too. Yes, we didn't play the Seahawks, but you look at the Seahawks defensively, their run defense is less to be desired. I mean, it's actually, I'm sorry. That's the pass defense. Their pass defense was god awful.
They were atrocious with the pass, and
I think that's
exactly why I feel that Jalen Hurts is going to carve that defense up, because they don't have a great defense.
But their secondary it's gonna be fun to watch. With Tariq Woolen, who else did they fucking get in the draft? I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. But yeah, it's just, and it also depends on the who's their new defensive coordinator, since Sean Desai came to us. Now I feel like you said. I mean, I know I think if we somehow can beat the Seahawks, I don't think it's going to be easy. Because we have seen, if you look at last year, give them where credit is due. Was that a scrappy team in I won't say a weak division, but in a way, a semi-competitive division, and that's in the NFC West. Because you have a team like the Rams who, well, let's be real, kind of bit the bullet on that Super Bowl run afterwards. And who else is in the NFC West? I can't think of it at the moment. Because you got the Niners, you got the Seahawks, you got the Rams.
I think it's Arizona.
Arizona's fucking.
Arizona.
Well, we know where they're standing.
Here's where I think it's going to go. The top two teams are going to be the Niners and the Seahawks. The rest of that division is just trash. All across the board. The Rams, not great. Arizona, definitely not freaking great at all.
There's a lot of question marks to be desired. But speaking of the
And-
Cardinals, but that looking at our opponents, we actually have a home game with them, and don't be surprised if that game gets sold out quickly because Gann is coming into town. I know how much Eagles fans want to boo the
Dude,
living
he's going to get booed to no freaking.
Oh, this game's gonna be fun.
It's like
It is
it's
gonna
gonna be like no tomorrow that he's gonna get booed. You sit there, you have a great defense the entire year, and yet you sold on the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the
You
biggest
sold.
game in professional
The
football.
biggest game of the year, and you sell out.
And yet, and not especially, and this one also pissed a lot of Eagles fans off. He didn't say he didn't held himself accountable.
And then he goes and he acts all salty. Oh, the fans don't appreciate me. I gave them the best. Yeah,
you got carried. Let's be real.
You got carried. You literally got freaking carried by great freaking talent. Like here's the thing. He was kind of like Jim Schwartz in his time here.
Oh yeah, that
right?
was something.
He plays people 15 yards off the ball or off the receiver. The only way he's ever had great defense is when he's blitz heavy. That's the reason why we had the top defense in the league, was because he had to get carried by the offense or the defensive line.
And that's
with their 70 something sacks.
Yeah, that's good.
You're sitting there getting carried by the defensive line. And the reason why those interceptions happened was because the defensive line got to the quarterback, had him rush throws. Granted, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do on defense, but not all the time will the blitz go through.
I mean,
not all the time will you get to the damn quarterback.
And that's a good point. And that's kind of what when the last time we talked, I kind of talked about Deshaun Desai and kind of read into what he can do. Knowing that, Gannon was more, I guess you could say, his own coverage, and the way you could see, like at times there's very little man coverage. And I think that's where I feel like Sean Desai will come in and will actually.
I'll be back, bro. I'll be back.
All right, man.
I got to charge my phone.
Well, yeah. So that being said, like I said, while Tower gets stuff figured out, we kind of talked about where that Gannon mostly time is his own coverage and the way that his scheme has been. But looking at what Sean Desai does, I haven't heard back from Joey yet. Mitch, I haven't heard back from him yet. So but we'll see. But regardless, like I said, going back to what I said about Gannon was more like sometimes doesn't really do a lot of man coverage. And we've seen, I mean, obviously we saw that, having our secondary 10, 15 yards off the line of scrimmage. A lot of times, not really a recipe for success, shall we say. But when knowing Sean Desai, from what I've read about him and from who I've talked to who have, had experience under Sean Desai, especially, Gooley, who had to Desai as a defensive coordinator at one point with the Chicago Bears, most of the time, we will see different variations of different man coverage. We'll do, might see press man coverage. We'll see cover 1, 2, 3, in disguise in the blitzes and stuff like that. Try to get blitz heavy. Something that I feel like we were lacking in terms of last year. And a lot of times I feel like that's really where, if I remember correctly, we're like the bottom of the pile in terms of, the blitz percentage, not in stuff and in key statistics where we should have been better. Now, I think this is where I feel like Sean Desai actually would fix that in a way. But looking at so far when the Eagles, I mean, in terms of what the Eagles have looking like so far, I'm excited. While Tyler gets the stuff fixed up, is in a way, this year's gonna be exciting. I know that for a fact. Knowing that, schedule's gonna get released on Thursday. According to Adam Schefter, broke that earlier that yeah, we're gonna see what the schedule is looking like. Going to try to plan to do some go to some games this year. So that will be it's going to be a lot of fun. But knowing what this team's going to be about going forward, especially in the years down the road, with Hurts right now under still his rookie year contract this year, and then you got next season, and that's when the extension finally kicks in, which is crazy beyond belief. But I really did like how the Eagles really put themselves in a situation they want to try to succeed, and in a way, and try to try to try to compete for more Super Bowls till I would say that back half of Hurts' extension where that's where the most expensive, shall we say, because it is backloaded most of the time. And Hurts, I mean, dude said it best. I mean, money is nice, but championships are better. And I think we really need to we have to see what this team's all about. Like, who's going to make the team? Going to be a practice squad guy. Now, I would say, if I had the possibility to say, who could be a QB3 or not QB3, but I think. Oh,
and I'm back.
There you go. But yeah, like I was saying, and even looked at last year too, in terms of the statistical category, in terms of the blitz percentage, we were almost like middle of the pack. I want to say less than middle of the pack in terms of blitz percentage. I think that's where Sean Desai will come in and find a way to improve that, and especially too, we could potentially see press man coverage 1, 2, 3, 4, occasional variation of a coverage 5 or man coverage 5, depends on what he wants to do. And think about it too. I mean, like I said, Jalen Carter helping the defensive part of that front seven. Noel Smith, who can be another Hassan Reddick type of player.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I really don't think this team has many holes defensively.
And the fact that we kept most of the core is just like that's like
most of the core is like there. You have the core like back when 2017 happened. Half that defense was gone.
Yeah, we couldn't afford it.
Couldn't afford it. This time, Howie just managed his money super, super well.
It's not just Howie, too. Even Jalen Hurts too. Because remember, look at his contract extension.
Yeah, it's backloaded. He backloaded. He had it backloaded so he can, have all these guys back. That he wanted back because he doesn't care. Like he said it himself, he doesn't care about the money. He only cares about championships.
I mean, he said it best. Money is nice, but championships are better. Man, his mindset is impressive to say the least. The dude is wise beyond his years, and he's going to be 25.
Yeah, it's better than Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz was just like, give me all the money.
So it's going to be an interesting question. So
I want to ask this: how long is the Phillies window open? After so long, they're going to have to pay certain players and lose some.
I would
say a good.
Well, no one given Hurts. I mean, I say about a few years.
I would say maybe 3-4 years that the window would be open.
Yeah, because
I know that it is true that Super Bowl windows do close on teams, because a lot of the players they want superstar money.
I mean, shit. Look at
Javon Hargrave. We had to replace him because he wanted superstar money, which he deserves it.
I mean, 2 to 3 years, but
even that's a really good
that's a reasonable
estimate. That's a reasonable estimate.
But everything
2 years.
Well, brother, I saw that.
I would actually up it maybe 3.
I think 3 to 4. Because if you look
I'd say 3 to 4, but 2 to 3 is actually a really good rough estimate.
Because the way that I try to do it is try to base it off of Hurts' contract extension and how much money we can, and the fact we still got fucking money left. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, because we got cash for some players that we didn't want. We're still backloading we're still getting rid of depth pieces that weren't nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
We got rid of that safety that didn't pan out today, so that freed up even more cap.
And what could be a big indicator that, how we could probably make a move to a guy like a Buda Baker to help out with that safety.
Honestly, I would not be shocked at this point that if you would just go out and get Buda Baker.
I mean, shit. I mean,
the fact that he went out on, I think it was draft day 2, and traded a draft pick for DeAndre Swift.
And we still get.
He went out there and got DeAndre Swift on draft day 2. And that was shocking to me. So him getting Buda Baker. Him getting Buda Baker would not be that shocking.
Here's the funny part too, Tyler. We actually got DeAndre Swift for free. We got that 4th round compensatory pick back. So we was got for free.
We basically said, just give me your player. Okay.
But yeah, well, I think Smith is going to be the only one I know we still got to have to pay because AJ is still under extension. But then again, AJ wouldn't. I don't think AJ that's that kind of person. He would ask, wouldn't mind
AJ. Yeah, AJ loves Philly too much,
And I think he definitely would take a pay cut for sure.
He would take a pay cut. I feel like Devontae would too. I feel like Devontae would. What players do you think wouldn't take a pay cut?
That's a good question.
That's what I'm struggling to figure out. Who wouldn't take a pay cut in this situation?
I mean, you got some guys that are a little bit on the older side of things. It's just, it's really hard to.
I'm not sure, man. I
we have to wait. We have to wait and see how the season plays out.
We have to wait and see how this all plays out. We can speculate all we want, but it's just speculation. It's just prediction.
I've seen some people say Goddard, but I don't think Goddard would ask a lot.
Goddard wouldn't be that. I don't think Goddard would be that guy to be like, you know what? I don't like Philly. I didn't like Philly enough to where I could take a pay cut. Like I don't think he's that guy.
Like say if Javon Hargrave did, even go back to look at last year in the season Javon Hargrave had. Yeah, I think he's the only one. Yeah, and that's
and you can see it, and you could really see it in Javon Hargrave's play last year. He was kind of just coasting.
Yeah,
half the time he just coasted because he wanted that pay raise. But the problem is, he knew in that situation it was either going to be pay him or pay Hurts. That was all that. That's all that was. It was either pay him or pay Hurts.
And we already got his replacement in Jalen Carter as it is, and not to mention he's working along with Hassan Reddick, Jordan Davis by all accounts, Fletcher Cox, and who else is from that front seven? I can't think of it at the moment.
Fletcher Cox.
You got veterans that can help this kid grow into what he was at Georgia.
You got Brendan Graham.
Oh yeah, Brendan Graham. Forgot about him.
Brendan Graham on that line. He can help him too. How to shed blocks and get to the quarterback because he does that a lot.
I mean, made a career.
We've seen plenty of. We've seen. Yeah, we have a Super Bowl out of him getting off a block and
strip sacking Tom Brady in the biggest game of the year.
Yeah, that was the key. That was the key to winning that Super Bowl was to get to Tom Brady, and he got to Tom Brady there. Kelsey took his cut year after year multiple times. Seriously, should pay Kelsey so much. We owe him
full retirement funds,
bro. We're paying him in alcohol. Do you think he wants more than that?
As I put it in my 401k, and that's the thing too. And look at the other draft picks that we got.
You know what he deserves? Do you know what that man deserves?
It's absolute.
How he screwed him. He gave him a shot. No, you should have paid that man a keg of beer. A shot, Howie. A shot. Come on, bro. Weak sauce.
But that being said, looking at how this team has kind of been built, did we lose? But like Gardner Johnson, well, he kind of screwed himself. We've already talked about that, so we don't have to really touch on that.
Garner doing what he did was just laughable at this point. I can just
trust
laugh
me,
about it. Like, dude, you
when
really
you try,
thought you were that good? Dude, you really thought you were that good? I mean, you're good, but
you
I
ain't
don't know if
that
you were
good.
that good.
And first of all, make sure you missed more than half the season with a lacerated kidney, now, which is very
Dude,
unfortunate.
you cut up your kidney and you were out for half the damn season. And you think you deserve a
And got
high
outplayed
freaking
by
pay cut?
undrafted rookie, and that is Reed Blankenship.
And bro, you have Reed Blankenship who played exponentially better than you.
Yeah,
And you're already a good player, but Reed Blankenship's better. Like, what the
and
hell,
knowing
dude? And that man's a rookie.
Further, I said, build a
Built
custom
in
locker
locker room kegger. Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking right there, man. Just
and that's the thing too.
nail a keg inside the locker. That's what you should have done. Just nail the keg inside the locker. Unlimited beer.
But overall,
just filter it through the locker. You know, have like a thing of beer
and
in the
have
back.
a beer bong
Filter
next
it
to it.
through like those fountain soda things. Just keg it to make it unlimited beer for Kelsey. That's what you should have done. Not a shot, Howie. Not a shot.
No, but looking at the rest of the draft picks that the Eagles had, 65 going at the second round, both 65 and 66. We took offensive line Tyler Steen, who I actually surprised him. Actually had in the third round, but I really haven't really much from Alabama. I mean, and Sidney Brown, who I've been watched a little bit.
Bro, that was a tremendous pick too. I don't know. That was just an awesome pick. We needed a safety in that draft, and Sidney Brown
was there for the taking at the third round.
Was there for the taking. I don't know how most of these guys felt where they were.
And
how on earth did Nolan Smith fall to us? How on earth did Jalen Carter fall to us?
Speaking of Nolan Smith, though, I seen that he was projected like a top 10, top 15 at the most, but somehow Felter lapsed at 30. Because I felt like
still don't know how that happened. I don't know how that happened. If he's a top 10 guy, he's highly touted after in this.
Even though unfortunately, had a season end injury, and that's the torn pectoral that kind of kept him out for most of the year. So I mean, you could not see make the yard.
But torn pecs, you heal that in like 9 months, and then you're fine.
When he's fully healthy, that kid's fucking scary.
And I know for a fact this kid's going to be fully healthy. I know for a fact because it's been more than 9 months since the injury.
And speaking of which, we got another Eagles fan coming up in here. Our boy Randy. What up, Randy?
What up, fellas? Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. What's up, Tyler? What's up, bro?
What's up?
Good, man.
Not much, brother. Nothing much. Chilling, talking some Eagles football.
Randy, man, like so far, your thoughts so far over the draft in the all season?
Yeah, so far, I like what they've done so far. I love the Sidney Brown drafting. I love that kid. A Canadian on the Eagles makes me super excited. Finally got some Canadian talent. Now I can cheer for and be like, yeah, that's that guy. That's our guy. But no, getting Steen. I really wanted Nolan Smith. I really, really, really wanted Nolan Smith. So we got him. I was stupid.
And the fact that we took him at 30 is just like, how? Like, it's like, how?
I still don't. Like, he was a top 10. He was touted to be a top 10,
top 15.
Yeah, top 15. I thought for sure Dallas would have took him. I was like, oh fuck, Dallas is taking him right here, and then he slipped.
No, they went with the defensive tackle Mossy Smith. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And then it got to number 30, and me and Rob were just like, holy shit, Nolan Smith's a possibility. Like, what?
Yeah, because my original thought was like, how I was going to find a way to potentially trade back, but I guess. I guess it really worked out for them.
And me and Rob are begging on stream, please do not trade this pick.
Right. Yeah. I was on stream with Mitch and the guys, and I kind of got heated because a lot of people don't know about my background, and I lost both my mom and dad to a street racing accident, so I don't have my mom and dad on this earth with me anymore, and then all I got left now is my little brother. My sister committed suicide when she was younger before my mom and dad died, so I literally got nobody in my family left other than my brother. And when Jalen Carter was caught with the street racing incident, and I know he wasn't directly involved, but he was still part of it. That really affected me, and that really bugged me. So that pick, he has to prove himself off the field for me as well as on the field for that pick. But the human being on the field is an absolute stud. I know he can change games, he can destroy games. I just hope that the outside noise is all just that, outside noise, and nothing more. So.
And I think that's why I think where the veterans like Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, and a lot of these other guys are going to really set this kid straight because, yeah, I know like it's a big test to him off the field, but if he performs well on the field, either way, that's still a hit regardless of what the off the field bullshit he had to go through.
I'm just worried because lately when we see with people with off the field issues like Henry and Arnett, it's like that stuff can potentially really hurt a team down the road with, you know, whether it's something bad happened or it's just continuous bad behavior or whatever. So, but like you said, the football player, great football player. Another sidebar too, though. Did you know that apparently when he's around Jordan Davis, he acts so mature because he knows he's around the big boy. So maybe that the Eagles saw that too. We're like, listen, we got Jordan Davis in here. We got N'Kobe Dean.
I think he can set him straight.
Yeah, he's gonna make him like you said, like the veterans. But Jordan Davis is a veteran to him from where he came from. So
I feel like you know, I call this the Philly vibe. A lot of players that had off the field issues before coming to Philly, like, or off the court issues, or off the pitch issues, wherever the hell you want, like whatever sport,
right?
They always, you know, mature when they come to Philly. They always do, with the exception of Ben Simmons, screw him still. But
it's
with the exception. But you have guys who've matured come to Philly. Look at Ndamukong Suh. Comes to Philly. Mature. When he was in Detroit, he's stepping on players' heads.
Yeah,
he's stepping on players. He's doing dirty stuff. You know, he was just a bad player, you know, in that regard.
And
I think he comes to Philly, he's mature.
It also takes into consideration too, as you get older, I think you know, and he was still like in his if you looked in the Dominic from his time in Detroit, was in his mid-20s. Still like an immature young guy. But as he got older, like he's actually learned how to be more mature before he came to Philly, when he was with Tampa Bay, you know, was one of their best players.
He was playing with Tom Brady. Yeah. Tom Brady said, I don't play like that. I don't play that. And he matured there too. So Tampa Bay's another city that, you know, doesn't play with that kind of stuff. It's Tampa Bay and us.
Tyler, and also too, he probably saw the writing on the wall, and there was probably execs and stuff being like, you know, you mess around like this again, you know, you might not see the field ever. Like, you know,
you might not even be in the league. You might not be. Yeah, you might not be in the league anymore.
I mean, unfortunately we have seen that with Henry Ruggs, unfortunately,
and Arnett with the gun. Like,
yeah,
it's just like, but that's
now with me with this pick, you know, I was questioning it too. With this whole drag racing thing, he shouldn't have done that. Let's be real. He should have not.
His pro day where he kind of just ran out of gas and gave up and he just stopped working out. It was like, whoa,
shouldn't have not done that. And that was another thing that came into question. How is his weight going to be? What is his weight going to be? Because he stopped. He was lazy pro day. He was lazy. Did not work out. Did nothing. And he was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Honestly, I don't see. He needs to prove himself there too. Like you need to just like work out, get with the team, get with the program, and just play ball.
Funny enough,
that's why you saw him cry when he got drafted, because he knew that this is an opportunity that he probably was very scared he wasn't going to get. Like, let's keep it real. Like with everything that happened,
he was for sure
going like, I might not even be a first round draft pick. I'm falling all the way to 9. Like, and then of course he sees the Eagles and he talked to the Eagles, so he probably had some sense of, oh, this might be the pick. And that's why he got so emotional, because he was like, I almost ruined my future.
Yeah,
And not to
now-
mention
and
too,
that-
and I think also
and that-
Jordan or Jalen Carter I think he also had a realization too. You're going to one of the biggest markets in the NFL, and let's be real. Once you piss off Eagles fans, we'll let you know about it.
You're Eagles fans. We all of us know because we're personal Eagles fans. We're ruthless.
And
We don't
but
play.
speaking
We
of
don't play
and
when it
speaking of
comes
his
to that
weight
stuff.
problem, he actually came into the training camp literally almost with a 6-pack. Like he got really into shape coming into the
Like,
training camp.
He toned up. He worked out and said, "Look, like Randy just said, he's like, look, I just almost screwed up my NFL career just now.
Yeah.
I almost didn't even have a career because I decided to just lay back pro day and just not do what I'm supposed to do to be one of those high draft picks. But he ended up being 9. We'll see if that works out. The next pick we got though, Nolan Smith at 30.
Like how? Like
I
how?
was panicking. I was panicking because I'm thinking,
Yeah,
okay,
I think we
got
all
our
were.
guy at 9. What is Howie going to do here? Because we need help.
Say, oh fuck.
Because we need help there. We need more position play. We need something here. And I'm like, we got Nolan Smith. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
But the fact that Dallas reached for a guy like
Baltimore, I thought, maybe even New England. I was like, there's
Dallas, maybe.
I was thinking New England. I was thinking New England too, because if you saw in that draft, they were really trying to bolster the defensive part of their game. They're trying to.
Yeah, they got one of the best cornerback prospects in this draft class.
Yes,
yeah, they got one of the best cornerbacks.
I think Randy should know because the dude's
prospects. They got linebackers in the draft, so they were really trying to put pieces together defensively to help the defense.
And that's a good point. And shout out to Jock Talk too for also sharing a birthday with happy birthday to Lane Johnson too.
Happy birthday, Lane Johnson.
Well, yeah, outside of that, when we just got Kelly Ringo in the 4th, that's for me. I'm definitely I can see us cross training him to be a safety, which like I mentioned before.
I feel like that's what we're doing. We're cross training him to be one of the safeties.
7th rounder, I'm like, how did this guy go a lot earlier? Moro Ojomo from Texas, defensive tackle.
Everybody was saying, everybody was saying that. How did this guy fall to basically the 7th round?
And there had to have been some type of issue, whether it was the combine, whether it was pro day or something, that he just fell.
Yeah,
there had to have been something underlying that happened that caused him to fall that far, because I expected him to be.
Do you guys know much about him? I don't know. I didn't see much.
I asked Dante, like, how good is he? He said he's really good.
Really?
And it's funny too.
Yeah, I saw him in college. He was actually a really, really good player. I don't know. The thing I don't really pay attention to, and I should pay attention to, is the combine and pro day.
Yeah.
Because I really don't pay attention to that stuff. My fault. I should, as a podcaster, do that. Sports podcaster, do that.
Moro, in terms of Moro Jomo, and he actually enrolled at the University of Tennessee at only 16 years old. Played there from 2018 to 2022, then declared for this year's draft, but also comes from Lagos, Nigeria.
Oh wow,
that's a little fun fact of Moro Jomo.
Okay, so he's definitely he's traveled. He's
traveled
a long way to get here.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like literally, and the fact we're potentially give DeAndre Swift a cheap extension, which I think Swift really wouldn't have no issues with taking. And there's been a lot of talks about that, which is.
Yeah, he has a healthy season this year. I definitely would see us extending him 100%.
Him and Rashad Penny too. Like when healthy, though, boy, that dude can run.
That dude. I saw him. Dude, me and Rob saw him in his prime, and he was so dominant.
I've been saying this. They're going to use Swift outside the numbers as a type of like halfback, H-back
like do those screen passes.
Yes, and but still running, of course, right? But then when you get within the 10-yard line or the 5-yard line, that's when you bring in the Bruiser Penny, and you're like, go get your bank, go get your money, and go celebrate.
I mean, because think about it, we haven't really had a bruiser back since what? Since LeGarrette Blunt.
I was just gonna say
Yeah,
LeGarrette Blunt 2.0, basically, yeah. And we had Jay Ajayi, we had Corey Clement, we had
sort of a young Miles. No, that's Miles Sanders was the following year. Who else do we fucking have?
Who do we have? There was another young, smaller guy, Sproles.
Smallwood, and we had Smallwood, and we had
Wendell
Sproles.
Smallwood. Yeah, Wendell Smallwood. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Smallwood.
I still miss Aaron Sproles. I still miss Aaron Sproles though.
Me too.
I mean, dude, and I think that's where I think we got that in same with Boston Scott. Smaller back kid. Oh, I cannot wait for Giants games just to piss them off again.
You know who I'm also excited that we got? Undrafted free agent Keely Ringo. That was, or not Keely. Sorry, Eli Ricks. Eli Ricks. Yeah.
That kid was so, and as Clemson fans, we were happy to get Joseph Nagata in the undrafted free agent class. That kid is.
That's what I wanted to come on. I wanted to know a little bit about like Joseph Nagata. Like, what kind of what is he? Is he a slot receiver? Is he a body receiver?
I mean, he's standing at 6'3", 6'4", 215 pounds. I mean, if he wanted to, like, he could have length at the slot receiver position. So that's more competition for Quez Watkins.
Is he quick, or is he more of a guy that can high point the ball?
He could be more of a high pointer, but if you can use him like a slot and the high point, Clemson has utilized that kind of combination, and we have won a lot of games because of that.
Okay, he can't be a returner though, not like a kicker or punt returner.
No, I don't think he has. No, okay. I don't think. So yeah, I mean that's what I've seen so far. I mean, didn't get over 1,000 yards. So like towards the latter half of the second half of the year.
Okay.
So he's the kind of guy where like say Smitty and
AJ
Brown gets a lot of gets locked up, and you see a guy like a 6'4" Joseph Nagata or Alameda Zacchaeus, like you got right then and there. And I think that's where I feel like, and me and Tara talked about this too before, I think a couple of days ago, would be crazy to bring back Deuce Staley as an offensive assistant to help out with these running backs.
Yeah. Where is he?
I don't know.
Did he go to Carolina? Didn't he go to the Panthers? Because I think he was with the Lions.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he was with the Lions as their RB coach.
Let me see here.
He's with Carolina right now.
That's what I thought. I thought I heard him. Yeah, that's where you headed. Yeah. Yeah. So he's got
so then again we physically can't get him back.
No.
Yeah, part of a Frank. It'll be interesting because I mean, before you even signed with Carolina, I thought to myself, man, would have been nice to see both Brian Johnson and Deuce Staley working with this team, and
that would be crazy. Yeah,
and especially with the way that this running back room is, and we have seen, and like I said, if he didn't go to Carolina, it would have been an opportunity to reunite Staley with DeAndre Swift. Because remember, he's the one who made Swift into the guy that, we couldn't go fucking block his ass last year, week 1.
Week 1, he was running all over us.
Yeah, he couldn't protect the outside. And, oh, man, if we played the Lions, oh, jeez. Sucks they couldn't play the Lions this year because, man, that would be just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Then again, when the Cowboys come, because, I mean, what he said, too, like, why he chose number 0 many times.
Yeah, the Cowboys have won the Super Bowl since he's been alive.
But going over the opponents, Rain, I know you kind of came in late because of that. So we talked about besides the divisional opponents that we will typically play almost each and every year. Right now, this year we're playing against the Rams, the Patriots, the Cardinals, the Niners again at home. Then we're home against the Bills, then the Dolphins. Then we go to we play against the Seattle Seahawks, the Chiefs, Vikings again. In Philadelphia, which is
wow.
Yeah, sorry, Vikings fans, you're going to see another ass whooping. just saying. And then the pathetic Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Ooh, the Baker Mayfield led Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh God.
Yeah.
It sucks to be a Bucs fan at this point.
What's up, Steve?
What up, cheers, Steve?
What's up, man?
Well, like I said, me and Tara talked about like the teams that could potentially give us trouble. I can see us losing to Buffalo because they're a really fucking good team.
Yeah,
Miami, I know they're good, but that depends on Tua. Even though they did pick up his fifth-year option, so that remains to be seen because let's be real, that organization kind of pisses me off trying to ruin that kid's career. 49ers back at home, little NFC title rematch. And
Yeah,
obviously
no,
with
I
Debo,
actually feel like the Bills might actually take a step back this year with the linebackers they lost.
really,
Yeah, with losing with the guys they lost, the key leaders too. We got to remember those were leaders, not just guys that plugged and played. They were leaders that they when in pressure moments they basically were like go there and lead for us. So
and we saw this team really hasn't really performed well as soon as when Von Miller tore his ACL, and he has that defense that really hasn't. That is a good question. That is
another year older of an Ed Oliver, another year older of Von Miller, another year older.
Brought back Matt Milano on a 2-year deal.
Yeah,
I mean, and
positive news. And their O line isn't great either. So it's
and you saw the Bengals defense eat that up.
Yes,
but the positive thing is too with the Bills, we're gonna see Damar Hamlin back on the football field again.
Yes, that's awesome. That's really cool. Yeah,
we do play the Jets this year, Randy. The Jets this year. We played the Jets this year.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. So we get to see Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, Alan Lazard, Randall Cobb's now a fucking Jet.
Yeah. He became a Jet. Yeah.
Oh man.
Since freaking when?
Yeah. Before.
I think I think Randy had internet issues.
Yep.
I think it was slightly after the draft. I think it was. They're turning pretty much into the New York Packers.
Right. That's right.
I was like, but
it just looks like he's just freaking modeling, posing.
Yeah. So, apologies for technical issues on Randy's end of things. But yeah, really looking at how this team has kind of been built, and it's crazy. Like, say, I think Howard's going to find a way to make some moves just for depth pieces. I think that's kind of what I think at this point really we need, maybe not, depending on who you're asking in some certain positions. I think overall, I know Randy will be back, but I think overall though, I think it's been a solid A of a draft. I think with the all season too, losing Hargrave, it's like we're going to fill that. Honestly, not really.
Not if we replaced not for stupid cat. Oh, it was a cat.
Oh man, but
damn cat.
But like I said, I don't think we're going to really miss out on the production that Hargrave left behind because we got guys that can be plug and play instantly. So
yeah, we can plug and play on the line. For sure.
And I think also Hargrave was getting on the older side of things too.
Yeah, he was getting older, so it was time for him to ship out.
I mean, and like you said, it had to be either him or Hurts. And I think also, Hurts was kind of the main, to be quite honest, the main focal point of this all season. And it's like, and so let's be real. I do not want to go through another, quarterback change because let's be real, I've had enough of that as it is.
Bro, we went through. Here's what happened. We went through McNabb for like 12, 13 years. It was Cobb for like a quarter of a game, and then it was Vic for 3 years.
About 3 years.
Then it was Nick Foles for 2 years.
And unfortunately, we had to go through a couple of bad quarterbacks in Sam Bradford and Kevin Cobb. Moved on from those.
No, Kevin Cobb only lasted a quarter. Then we had freaking Sam Bradford.
Ugh.
But freaking Trash Mark Sanchez backing him up.
About Mark Sanchez. Mr. Butt fumbled himself.
And then we went through Carson Wentz, who lasted only a few seasons.
Then
he bottomed out.
I think about almost 5 years.
And now we have Jalen Hurts.
And it's like it's freaking nuts. But yeah, Hargreaves right now is just turned 30 this past February.
Yeah, he's on the back end. He's going to be on the back end soon.
And knowing that, oh shit, I forgot about how about Chase Daniels was with us.
But Chase Daniels was just a backup. He never started a game. I'm talking about starters.
Chase Daniels has always been known as a career backup for a lot of teams he's been with.
He never started for us. That was the thing. He never started. Mark Sanchez started. Sam Bradford started. Nick Foles started. Michael Vick started. Cobb started.
And ironic though, almost 8 years later, we still stuck it in the face of Chip Kelly and get Marcus Mariota as a backup. It was 8 years later. It's like, yeah, how's that?
That was freaking hilarious. I'm like, that is some karma. If I didn't know one, bro. That is some karma.
Oh man, that's karma at its finest. Because if you think about it, go back to 2013, I think it was. He wanted to trade the entire
20. I would say 14, I would say 15.
Yeah, somewhere around there. They wanted to trade the entire farm, almost pull a Ricky Weeks to get Marcus Mariota. But thank God we didn't pull that. And as much as I want to shit on Tennessee,
still set back the team because he still traded the entire team to get.
Yeah, and the worst trades possible. Shea for Kiko Alonso straight. I was like, what?
And I was looking back at like my Facebook memories and shit. I thought that was a good trade back then. I'm just laughing at myself.
What, dude? What were you smoking back then?
Because he was good in Buffalo. He was okay in Buffalo. And then he gets to us and he sucked. Yeah, and then he goes Miami and he sucked there too.
But it was 2014.
2014 because at that point we didn't know if we were keeping Foles or not.
I mean, shit. Looking back at it, this is
So they kept fucking Foles.
Yeah,
because we traded him straight up for goddamn Sam Bradford. Like what the hell?
Yeah, and that didn't work out for us.
That lasted two seasons. Or a season.
I mean,
like,
shit.
Holy shit.
Shit, in 2014, we took Marcus Smith, 26 overall in the first round at 6.5. Overall, had 6.5 career sacks. Ugh. That was just ugly. Round 2 was Jordan Matthews, wide receiver out of Vanderbilt.
That was an okay pick.
It was decent.
In hindsight, that was an okay pick. He was okay for us. He just couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah, just a lot of potential, just couldn't stay healthy. Third rounder was Josh Huff, wide receiver out of Oregon, had 51 career catches, 523 yards with 4 touchdowns.
He had one good season. One. The rest of the time he sucked. Because he kept dropping freaking passes left and right.
Tyler always reminisced that Foles is old and good here in Philadelphia.
Yeah, he's a system guy. He only works for us. He doesn't work anywhere else.
How we can do it. I guess he's like Geno Smith with the Seahawks.
Yeah, he's basically Geno Smith. Basically Geno Smith.
Yeah, got to be that in that one system where you're the most comfortable. And but yes, oh come on, computer, really. But yeah, it's gonna be this season's gonna be interesting to see. Prediction wise, I think we might be going 13-4. I think we might take it. I mean, at worst case scenario, is 12-5.
I might have to agree with the 13-4. I don't see this team being bad enough to where they have a low floor. Their ceiling would be 13 wins, maybe 14 wins.
I mean, if you go back to 14 wins, then
and their floor, I would probably say,
I think the floor is like 12 wins at best because they're way too
12, either 12 or maybe 10. 10.
Oof.
And if they're really, really bad, probably 9.
Yeah.
And
welcome back, Randy. But yeah, it's just Randy, I don't think we can hear you, Randy. Oh.
on. Fucking defaults to this, you piece of crap. Oh, you can hear me now? Here we go.
Yep,
Here we go.
Yep.
Stupid cat. I have my laptop charger right now. I forgot to plug it in last night, and it's dying. So like as soon as she unplugged it when she was running around with Lucifer behind, I didn't know. And also I'm sitting here and it's like, and I'm like, no shit. I have to plug it back in, and then because I didn't properly turn it off, it had to do a run through a diagnostic. It's like, oh god, technology, man. Me and it don't go together.
Yeah, well, welcome.
Welcome to
Daniel.
my world, bro. Me and technology don't work well together either.
But yes, it's kind of crazy looking back at it. You know, having Marcus Mariota almost 8 years later, it's just like
that's funny. That's really
that
funny.
is funny.
That's
Oh,
just
come
sheer
on.
that guys. That is just
Hey,
sheer
dude.
comedy.
Yeah, that's juice. Because it's like looking back at what it's like, you know, going back to, and we talked about this earlier.
You fucker.
But yeah, we talked about, you know, yeah, Javon Hargrave, yeah, getting up, you know, already at the just turning 30 this past February. So
Yes.
knowing that we had to get his replacement, and we talked about me and Tyler before you came back, you know, either it's like, you know, it was either pay Hargrave or pay Hurts. Like I said, I'd rather pay Hurts. So I do not want to go through another quarterback change. We've been through that for far too long.
Yeah.
And we kind of named all, you know, McNabb and, you know, Kevin Cobb for about 1 quarter. Who else do we
Dan Bradford. Fuck.
The worst days ever. The worst seasons ever.
Whoa. Like, we had some dark days. I'm like I'm so glad that I can look up at my wall and see Jalen Hurts' name on the back of an Eagles jersey and just be
and then finally actually not call for Harry Roseman's head after a handful of years.
Yeah.
It's like
it was a good 5 years after the Super Bowl. We were like,
team. Fucking Chip Kelly. Oh, they're on gangs. Get the hell out of here, you bum.
Deshaun Jackson was in a gang. Since freaking when?
Get the hell out of here.
And he's one of our best receivers.
Doesn't get along with anybody. Ships him off to Buffalo. Like,
or no, that's Sheedy McCoy and Kiko Alonso straight up.
That's one of the worst trades in NFL history. I don't care what anybody says. Like,
yeah.
Kiko who? Like, he never even became anything here. Like,
he was
he had a good.
A lot of these players were shit here.
And shit, we took. If you think about it, go back to that 2014 draft. We took Marcus Smith, 26 overall, the linebacker out of Louisville. Only 6.5 career sacks with us before he made his last appearance with the Washington Redskins at the time. So round number 2, we had Jordan Matthews, decent pick overall in Philadelphia, 274 catches, 3,288 yards with 22 touchdowns.
It's not bad.
Just couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah.
Third rounder was Josh Huff, wide receiver out of Oregon. Not really much to do for him. 51 catches, career catches, 523 yards, 4 touchdowns.
He plays for my Calgary Stampeders in the CFL right now. He's on my Calgary Stampeders.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Fourth rounder.
That's where Alex Singleton came from.
I know.
That's right.
Yeah, I remember Alex Singleton came from the CFL.
You guys hated him, but I love that man as a Stampeder. He helped us win our Grey Cup. He was a monster middle linebacker. He always stopped the run. Like, he was a huge vocal. And then he wanted to go play for the NFL, and then he got signed by the Eagles. And I was like, oh my God, how much better can this be as a Calgary Stampeder fan to see somebody win a Grey Cup and then go to the NFL, and then I see how everybody else did not like him, and then they called him T-Rex.
I mean, yeah, I think he had like 2. But outside of that, I mean, you have
what he did last year with Denver. He was a big point in their run defense last year. Denver was in a lot of games, even though they lost a lot. They were also in a lot of games, and they were all low scoring too. So,
and shit, they almost beat Kansas City in the regular season.
Yep.
That's just like, man, how embarrassing would that be for Chiefs King to lose to a lonely team like the Broncos?
Oh, with a coach named Nathaniel Hackett at the time.
Well, Hackett couldn't hack it, so
You couldn't hack it, yeah.
But going outside of in 2014, for our fourth round, he had Jalen Walker's defensive back out of Florida, made 85 tackles, 33 tackles for loss, and 9 pass defended. Also has a ring with us in 2017. I did not know that.
I did not know that either.
Yeah, he won a ring, but signed with the. So last team he played for was so right now he's with the right now with Houston right now. Look, sorry, Steve, but I'm just being brutally honest. But I will say, I think Denver's going to be a lot better with Sean Payton. It's going to be a night and day with that roster.
He's not.
Oh, that's right, and that pissed me off of my pick'ems.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was the day. That was the day where Rob said, "I quit the pick'ems. I'm not picking again.
I'm not picking KC ever again."
Hey, every time I pick fucking the Raiders to win, they lose, and they lose bad. And I was like, I stopped playing the pickups too. I was like, fuck this. I'm tired of this.
I mean, it's like I've never seen a team with the high expectations and seeing what the Raiders have done.
With one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. like
how?
I don't get it.
But
you got studs on the defense too. You got guys. Like, I don't get it.
Two words, y'all. Josh McDaniels.
Yeah.
And their defense hasn't been terrible, but it has not been great in terms of
they haven't hit on any of their draft picks in the last 3 to 4 years, Rob. Like, it's kind of sad.
That is concerning.
One of them's in jail right now. The other one's not even in the league. It's ridiculous. Like,
you trade your quarterback Derek Carr to the NFC because y'all can't really
you can't keep it you can't keep a structure in the Raiders organization. It always seems to be like a very unfit structure. Like, there always seems to be something going on. You know, Derek Carr's crying at the press conference saying that he's going to be a Raider for life and he bleeds this team and blah, blah, blah. And then you got other people on live stream pointing up AKs and like doing stuff like that. They got other guys driving late at night. It's like, and then you're part of one of the craziest plays in NFL history last year with the fucking New England Patriots when they decided.
Hey, you signed Jacoby Myers of all fucking people, the same guy.
Then you go inside Jacoby Myers, yes. And then their draft this year. They could have got defensive studs, and they didn't even do nothing.
They could have. They would have won They should have went quarterback because that's pretty much what Patrick Graham. Well, my understanding. Well, then again, because we were so bad against the Giants that one year, we made Patrick Graham look too fucking good. But
yeah,
but I don't think really Patrick Graham is not a bad defensive coordinator as people are just making him out to be. It's just like it starts with the defensive product. It's like, you know, we've seen guys, and not just from us, the Raiders. Look at the entire NFL. Like, it depends on what the scheme fit. With Patrick Graham, it's mostly on the secondary, and the secondary was kind of god awful.
Yeah,
I mean,
they had Rick Bisaccia. The guy came in and saved their season, and then they let him walk in the offseason. Don't even retain the guy. Like, the guy brought a winning season to your franchise, saved it in a sense by like coming in, stepping in, and kind of galvanizing the team. They get into the playoffs. Of course, they get ousted, and then you let them go to the you let them go to the Packers. Like, I just don't understand that.
Well, let's go back to that 2014. Our seventh rounder was Bo Allen, defensive tackle out of Wisconsin.
Who?
Bo Allen in 2014.
Bo Allen. I forgot about that name. Wow.
I mean, so far in career in Philadelphia, 117 tackles, 14 tackles for us. Yeah, 2.5 sacks, but he played over 90 games with the Philadelphia Eagles during his time before he. After 4 seasons spent with the Eagles as a rotational tackle, spent 2 years with the Bucs, then signed with the Patriots.
Yeah, he's a serviceable guy. Definitely serviceable for sure.
He's still playing? That's a shocker.
No way.
I'm surprised that Jalen Watkins is still playing to this day.
Where is he?
Let me check on that. Last time according to that article, said he was with Houston.
Bo Allen still with Houston?
No, Bo. God, if I can spell his name right, that'd be fucking fantastic. So Bo Allen right now, he is with. Let me check. He's right now. He's with. He's been with. Oh, that's right. He also is a Super Bowl. He's also Super Bowl champion. Well, that's new to me.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, they said him. He's with. Okay, he retired last year.
Oh, okay.
Bo Allen did.
Oh wow, still that's a pretty dang long career, man.
And Jalen Watkins.
Whether it was successful or not is another question.
Hey, look, he retires as a Super Bowl champ. That's all that matters.
Oh my god. The Commanders reached out to Andrew Luck in 2022.
Oh my god.
They're talking about it on Pardon the Interruption right now, saying that's how low the franchise went. They reached out to a guy that hasn't been in the league and left the league to be one of their quarterbacks, and he said no, obviously.
Wow.
So they don't even want to draft. They don't want to sign anybody. They're like, but let's go get this guy that's been out of the league for a handful of years.
Well, I should tell you, like, and that's good point. And that was kind of the point me and Char talked about too. Instead of the quarterback change, because I don't think if you look at these, of course, the NFL, you're going to see a lot of teams. Some teams have quarterback problems. I mean, let's be real, Washington is one of them because let's be real, they've been notoriously known with back signings. Remember McNabb when he jumped the ship, and it didn't really work out too well. But it's just like I think where that I won't say they're not ultimated by how he is, but I think he realized where the direction of this team was going. So I think he really decides, let's get Hurts out of the way. I'm pretty sure how he's kind of fed up having like QB changes.
And then the narrative in behind his ear, right? People constantly like, "Oh, is this your quarterback? Is that going to be the guy?" Are you sure?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But right now, Jalen Watkins is still playing.
Yeah.
He's right now, according to he's with right now he's right on the second stint with the Chargers. And also fun fact, he's also the older half brother of Sammy Watkins.
Oh, okay. So there is a Watkins connection then.
But it's just like looking at this team though, man, I thought it was a solid A draft. Now the 6th rounder, that could be less to be desired in Terry McKee.
The quarterback, yeah. I kind of scratched.
But then again, though, but knowing that, but then again, I can see why we got a quarterback because let's be real, I don't think Ian was going to be it in terms of the third stringer.
No,
because I mean, if you're coming out of Stanford, look, Stanford actually has obviously not a known history of producing good players, but you got some decent players in this league coming out of Stanford.
Yeah. Yeah.
Andrew Luck let's be honest, until the Colts ruined his ass. This was very unfortunate. But it's like, you know what? I think overall it's a solid A. Now, I'm not the kind of guy that's like, didn't really like the Tanner McKee, but face value, but looking at, who the third string is, like, yeah, Ian Book's not doing it for me. So
it's not big simple.
Oh, it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun this year against the still sorry, not gonna lie, I still hate the name Commanders. I say you should go with like the Red Wolves, just saying. I thought gotta be more intimidating, at least something different.
And then to steal
that's right,
to steal the
John
song.
I remember. Well, it's kind of funny. Actually, it's kind of funny now that we saw Rager get his 5th-year option declined by the Vikings. That's just kind of makes me happy. It just wants me laugh in his face. Or think of Whiteside. Who cares where he? It's just
go hold the umbrella for your mom.
like I would never understand that holding an umbrella in broad sunlight. Like what the fuck?
I don't get it either. Wear some sunscreen, goddamn it! Like this is like, so when he's playing and he's out there practicing and all that sunlight's exposed, it's okay. But the second he comes off, he's got to be under the umbrella. Like, I just don't get it.
Yeah, so right now, I mean, JJ doesn't even have a team at this point. So
no, I don't see anybody sign him. He's not good at a run blocker. He's just no.
Somebody stupid would pick him up. We hey shit. Could you imagine Tampa Bay picking his ass up? That'd be funny.
Commanders will. Watch the Commanders will.
because I mean, in terms of the Commanders, like the wide receiver one is definitely Scary Terry.
Yes.
2 is Curtis Samuel. I could be wrong about that.
Who?
Curtis Samuel.
Who's the guy they got though? Okay, so the Dotson's
You got
third
Jahan
then?
Dotson. I think he might be there too. I think Curtis Samuel could be 3. It's gonna be interesting. Yeah,
'cause
John Dog.
they don't even have a tight end, do they?
I don't think they do. Oh, that's not. I will admit. I mean, looking at
Yeah, so they got Terry, Dotson, and they got Samuel as their third.
who's their starting tight end though, that's the thing. I think if that's gonna be
Right now they got Logan Thomas, and then they got John Bates.
Ugh. Don't know who. John Bates. I don't know who the hell that is.
Exactly.
But where I will give Washington the benefit of the doubt, at least they're going to give a guy like Sam Howell an opportunity to fully start a whole season. Because let's be real, they had a history.
Yeah, they have to.
I mean, then again, they did pull off one of the greatest heists in NFL history. That's getting all the draft picks from the Ricky Williams trade in 1999.
Right, I forgot about that. That was like that Boggle trade. That's right.
Yeah, pretty much
Every single draft pick they got for one
2
player.
drafts.
30 TD, 5 interceptions. Uncle Sam, big simple.
I would say
I'll up that INT to about 12. Let's say 12.
30 and 12. I mean,
That's not bad.
No, it's not bad.
I've seen how he went to North Carolina. Now, granted, and let's be real, the ACC, Maytower can admit to this. It's not a great conference to play in. It's just
weak. It's so weak.
Yeah,
but it is like
it's basically Clemson, North Carolina, everybody else.
Yeah, that was the only 2 good teams in that conference. Is then again, but regardless, I really do think if somehow does not pan out, they're gonna you got Caleb Williams next year. You can tank for. You're gonna see a lot of teams tank for him.
Apparently, who's it we're talking to? Somebody was on live with us. Oh, TRL. TRL says he wants the Cardinals to tank next year so they can draft Caleb Williams. I'm like, yeah, but you still have Kyler. And I don't see anybody going getting Kyler.
Yeah, Orku, the ACC, and it is weird too. We do have Florida State, Notre Dame. Well, actually, no, Notre Dame is actually, but
well, also too though, Steve, we all know that Swift does have his injury problems in his past.
We're not the kind of team that we'll rotate our running backs to keep him fresh.
Exactly, and what we're trying to say is you can go look at his stats and see that from year to year he's missed games and so on.
I think last year he's only missed 3 games. He's been pretty much
exactly, and the reason why he was expendable is because they didn't want to pay him after this year. So why not go and get a rookie running back like they did with Jahmyr Gibbs when they drafted him 12th overall? So the writing on the wall, the sense was they wanted to go younger rather than older. So diverse. He's a speedy back, Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, even though I had him as a second, I think a lot of teams would have went with the second round, but reaching for 12 is
that was the head scratcher.
That was a head scratch. And same with Jack Campbell too. Then again, I didn't mind it, but it's like really a linebacker. I didn't mind.
Will McDonald at 17 was a little bit weird.
That's a bit of a reach. But going back to that Ricky Williams trade to kind of get to end this off here. So no one was to get the 5th round pick, which turned out to be Ricky Williams in 1999, but that gives up the Washington 12th overall, a 1999 first rounder, 3rd rounder, 4th rounder, 5th rounder, 6th rounder, 7th rounder, and a 2000 first round pick and a 3rd round pick.
Ooh.
And the players that were selected
in the draft pick in 1999,
and the players that were selected by Washington, he had Cade McNown, Dwayne Bates, Nate Stimson, Kari Samuel, Desmond Clark, Billy Miller, LeVar Arrington, and Lloyd Harrison.
Oh, LeVar Arrington came for that draft. Oh.
And that's true as well. I think, and with having Bieniemy over there, I think it's going to really, I would say, I think Washington's going to be good, but I do think they're going to be the odd team out in this NFC East because look, I mean, you had us, we're still consistently getting better. The Giants are right now are like the third best team in this division.
Yeah.
We have to give where credit is due. That's really I don't know about that. The Jets are
Not sure.
It remains to be seen because I mean, right now the odd man out seems like it's either Corey Davis out of the out of Gotham by the looks of it.
Yeah.
And it's like, but yeah, overall though, like I said, I give this AC. They put the all season draft a solid A straight out throughout the board.
Same. Yeah, same. Still have to see what Sean Desai brings to the table. I do like the signing though because he is a very aggressive style.
And me right into with from what I've understood his scheme, he could do a lot more man coverage, and blitz heavy. So, which let's be real, we were like
out of all defensive coordinators, he blitzed 20,
almost like 20 something
crazy, 22% like that last year versus everybody else, and that was the highest. So he definitely likes to, and he throws odd fronts, which I really like. And another thing that apparently that he does, he adapts. Damn it! So listen to that, Gannon.
That is true, and he does it. And we've seen I've seen at times even with the Bears.
He's also not a bitch after every loss like Gannon is.
Look at how the Bears played us last year.
And I know a lot of Bears fans kind of hate his ass, but you have to take into consideration 2021. The Bears were fourth in the league in sacks a couple of years ago with Sean Desai.
Yeah, Robert Quinn had 18.5 that year,
and unfortunately could not do it. Could not stay healthy since then.
Then he came over here and did Zach squat.
But then again, though, he was decent. I'll give him Robert Quinn that. I'll give him some props, but. You got to look at the talent in front of him. Linval Joseph, Ndamukong Suh, Jordan Davis. We had just
Javon Hargrave. The list goes on.
I mean,
Jordan Sweat. Just keep going. Just keep it going.
So Steve,
wow,
the first three I can see. The Jets, that remains to be seen. Because the Jets, for some reason, cannot get. I don't know what the hell was going on with the Jets. Like every time they ever have a good season, they somehow fuck it up for whatever reason. The second half.
Wow.
And knowing that, you got Aaron Rodgers, but for how much longer are you going to have him for?
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. You're
and
right.
again, that is Joe Douglas at his finest. So good riddance. I think
let's keep it real. They don't win the Super Bowl this year. That's a failed trade because
it really is.
They're swinging for the fences for a Super Bowl, just like what the Rams did with Stafford.
Yeah, I mean, if you looked at the and we saw the Rams, the following year bite the bullet. It had to cut a lot of losses.
Yep.
I mean,
and then look what they did this year. They had to get rid of some other guys. They had to get rid of Ramsey,
Allen Robinson. Yeah, that was first of all, A-Rock could have went elsewhere instead of going to the Rams, so that was just kind of a bit of a head scratcher at the time.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like really looking at how these two teams have been. And look, I'm not saying. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, you could definitely make the argument Stafford's going to be a Hall of Famer regardless what people think. I mean, the dude. Now, let's be real. For a guy that's played with under an incompetent front office that's in the Detroit Lions, forced one of his best targets in the early retirement in his prime years, and that would sucks to say that what could have been if had the Lions not been so god awful in the front office, or hell, you also had Barry Sanders,
Megatron. God damn it, you had the.
But I think overall, though, I'm excited to see what the season holds for us. Not just for us, and this is just the division in general. Because everything goes right, we could probably potentially make history and repeat as NFC East champs. Because we have not seen that. Actually, this division has not a repeat champ in almost 20 years. Give or take.
If the heck with the NFC East championship.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
if we repeat as NFC champions, oh boy!
Oh, definitely, especially and we can see Hurts potentially getting an MVP. Hassan Reddick could tend to be defensive player of the year. Defensive player of the year. I mean, it's a lot of to think about going into 2023.
Yeah.
But there's going to be some teams. I think there's going to be a big leap step forward. Some is a small step. I think that's one small step for me. It's probably the Jacksonville Jaguars, knowing a little bit the situation that they're in a little bit. And obviously, yeah, and the sixth favorite is the Dolphins. I could see that to an extent. However, it's all up to Tua, and depends on that offensive line can protect him. So, I mean, damn, that medical staff in that offensive line has. Did they even really take an offense? I'm not saying it. Did he even go offensive line in the draft this year? I don't think they did.
Who?
Miami, because I know they didn't have a first rounder because of the Tom Brady tampering.
Yeah, they didn't have a first rounder because of that. I don't know if they did actually. I don't think they did.
We just don't, because that's a big concern.
And then I want to say, I'll ask Tyler this in the chat. Do you think Carter will break the rookie sack record, which is still being held by one of our favorite players, Javon Curse, 14 and a half sacks, but that was back in 1999. Think Carter can do it?
I think he can.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think?
So,
like 15? He's just going to beat it by half, or do you think he could come in and potentially get like 17?
I'm thinking 17.
Because I'm imagining him on the line with Jordan Davis, Carter, and then oh my God, like I feel sorry for offensive linemen.
In terms of their draft picks, they went with a cornerback Cam Smith in the second round. They took a running back in the third, David Achane from Texas A&M. They went wide receiver,
right?
And they went Elisha Higgins in round 6, but they finally took an offensive tackle in round 7.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, that's concerning. I don't.
Because once they were still on the board, they could have easily used.
I'm surprised how Luke Whipper actually fell as far as he did.
Yeah,
I actually had him like in the early second round.
Yeah. I had him going to the Giants, and
they got their center, John Michael Schmitz. Funny enough, actually, when I did a mock draft by myself, I actually had Schmitz as a Giant, so I had that right.
Nice. That's
but then again, I've actually talked, and Jeff knows that, and most of the Giants fans wanted John Michael Schmitz. So that's kind of been given. And knowing that, I think they also Feliciano at the center positions, and then I think they do need the center.
Yeah. And then they got Cam Smith. They got that corner, He's a raw talent, so.
I mean, you just traded for Jalen Ramsey, too. I'm trying to think, who's going to be the secondary in Miami? That's going to be a tough one. Because we got Jalen Ramsey and somebody else. I can't think of it at the moment. But yeah, looking at the Dolphins as a whole, there's not really much to. I mean, look, they're going to have some. I don't know. I mean,
Hill. I mean, there's that.
There's going to be. I could see them winning I'm going to say this too before we get up out of here. I'm going to say they're going to win by division, but it's not going to be by much. I really do think.
Howard. They have Noah Ngoge as a.
I forgot about it. I thought. Not gonna lie, I thought they moved on from Xavier Howard. That's what I thought they would have done.
Yeah, Jalen Ramsey, Nick Needham, Cam Smith.
They should went. If I'm going to be realistically, it should have went with offensive line in the second round.
Yeah, they definitely should have went O-line.
Because you're pretty much. I mean, Tua. How much longer can he go? I mean, the dude's only 24 years old. It's like dealt with 3 concussions. Look at Luke Kuechly, one of the best linebacking prospects that this NFL has seen. Retired before the.
That hurt me so much because I love that guy.
That hurt me too. I love that dude too. I'm not really a big Carolina fan, but
I don't care what anyone said. I don't know. I didn't care who had the Eagles had at linebacker or middle linebacker. Before I played the game, I go trade Luke Kuechly to the Eagles, and then I start playing the game because I just control him.
Bro,
I just blow up the offensive line. I loved it.
I did the same shit.
And get interceptions. But yeah, like you said, Rob, the concussions ruined his career. I mean, the last image I have of him is being carted off crying because in his head he probably knows that's it. This is it. I'll never see the field again. And ironically, it was.
And it's like, and me and Tara talk about this too. This is where most of us, me and he and I were agitated. It's like the fact that, oh, we're all for player safety. Where's the fucking change? Where's the change? Like, the helmets ain't going to make a difference.
No.
The change in the concussion protocol is not doing anything. Like, where is it? You've been saying this for over a decade.
It also took a man to drop dead on the field
do
for them to slightly care.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, he was throwing up gang signs. His head was hurt so bad. I
actually have some doctors of family members who are actually doctors. They call that fencing. Like they can't. Yeah. So people say, "Oh, he's like throwing up gang signs." Yeah, that's called the fencing position. That's kind of a reactionary to when you get like knocked the hell out.
Yeah.
And knowing in the case of Tuas, it's like kid's only 24, going on 25. So it's like. He's me and Tyler's age, for Christ's sakes. It's like,
he's
literally my age.
I've had 5 concussions in my life. Yeah,
like, and that's the big thing too. But the benefit is, looks like Roger. We might be getting a new commissioner very soon, because Roger Goodell's contract's going to be set. Looks like it might not be renewed. So, good fucking riddance.
Bye.
Who would you want? Would you want an ex-player?
I would
definitely go ex-player.
Yeah,
just
somebody
because
and then played the game in a pivotal position, so that way they know
what doesn't matter with the position, but actually knows the league inside and out, and actually wants to try to do more for the players. Because actually, I'm not going to lie.
I don't want a punter or a kicker. I don't want a punter or a kicker being the commissioner of the league.
What? No Pat McAfee as commissioner?
You know who he's going to protect. You know who he'll protect.
I would kill to have Pat McAfee as commissioner.
No punter ever.
Man, I would want Pat McAfee.
But yeah, I mean, it could be a possibility. It could be an ex-player. I
would prefer an ex-player. I really would.
I mean, it would make a lot more sense for a guy like, instead of Roger Goodell, who's never played the sport.
You know who I would want? Do you know who I would want? Because he's been very, very adamant on player safety.
Who?
And he's been talking about player safety for the longest time, ever since the DeMar Hamlin situation happened.
Who?
Ryan Clark.
Ooh, Ryan Clark.
He's been very adamant on player safety.
I have no issues with that.
I wouldn't either.
But
I like it.
Trying to think. Ryan Clark. Trying to think of his. Can't think of his team at the moment that he used to play for.
Yeah, he played for the Steelers. He was a quarterback.
Yeah, he was a Steelers. He won a championship with them, I think, or almost won it.
Yeah, he's on TV all the time.
Yeah, he's on
and it's
ESPN.
also kind of crazy too. And I'll get the Steelers. And I think the Steelers. I think they could be the second to third best team at the division. I think that could, if I'm going to be completely honest, in the AFC North.
I can see it.
Damn.
They got my weapon. I wanted us to draft. If for some reason Jalen Carter fell to somebody in the top 9 or whatever, and we didn't trade up, and we Nolan Smith was there, I was going to take Nolan Smith at 10. I wanted at 30. I wanted Darnell Washington, the 6'7" tight end, and that's where he went. He went to the Steelers. So watch him be a stud over there.
And seriously, they also. I think even though their biggest need wasn't a tight end, but they did. Who's their? They need a tight end plan from what I've understood.
Yeah, their tight end room has always been riddled with injuries, especially last year.
And let's just say how bittersweet it is that Joey Porter Jr. is now following in his dad's footsteps.
That was so emotional, but also really cool because
they do need secondary help. So I think get him a cornerback is. And the fact he did it at the same position that his dad played in 2006.
They have Pat Freiermuth.
I know he has been a tough time staying healthy as well.
Concussions as well. He's had.
Right, vote Ryan Clark for NFL commissioner because this concussion shit needs to be changed. Needs to be dealt with.
That and also let's bring some integrity back to the game of football as well.
Get rid of the fucking taunting.
get rid of the goddamn taunting thing. Let's let them have fun in the goddamn end zone. Like, who gives a shit if the guys are doing some weird dance or whatever, and it so happens to be towards the other team. The other team scores so they could do it. Like, so, like, I just
or like who was it? Shit, if you go back to like Deshaun Jackson.
Look at Randy Moss and Terrell Owens. They used to show off in the end zone all the time. Randy Moss
or Deshaun Jackson at the Miracle of the Meadowlands. They just started playing around it before they got into the end zone.
Yeah,
exactly. In today's NFL, he would have gotten flagged for that.
Exactly. Yeah. It would have been a sense on the kickoff.
Hey, go back to what the game used to be a little bit. And please protect your players as well, because
it's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be hard to score a touchdown. So when you score one, you're supposed to celebrate with the team. Where's the celebration? They're not allowed.
Not to an extent. I mean, these still allow it, but you can't excessive on it.
That's the part that pisses me off, because it's presumptive. That word presumptive, because the referee, some refs might let something go, where another ref will be like, no, I'm doing it right by the book. That's wrong. No flag. So it's like, just get rid of it.
I remember too, like he did say, like the one team he could never try to play for was Denver, because you're so the sea, like the high altitude. Yeah, that's I can see a lot of teams.
He explained why. He explained why too, because he almost died because of that.
Yeah.
And I think that's where I feel like Ryan Clark could be a perfect candidate, a perfect person to be the commissioner of the league,
because he knows personally about the player health and why it's such an issue.
And I'd also love it too, because it'd be a black man leading the league. I'd love it. I would absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
Love it. Yeah.
But yeah, so like I said, to the final thing we're going to go on is to go over is our record prediction. For me, I said 13-4 at the best. Worst is 12-5.
Okay,
Tyler, you're on the
13-4, 10-6 is the floor, or 10-7.
Okay. My floor is 11-6, and my ceiling obviously is 13-4.
But if we go back to being another 14-win team, it's like I'm okay with that.
And I'm also not bad. I'm not mad if we're 11-6 either, because like we said before, there's never been a repeat champion in this division, and we're gonna see some growing pains when it comes to like the players that we have lost. There's gonna be no ifs, ands, or buts about that. But what's gonna be nice is we're gonna also see positions where we haven't seen before flourish, and we're gonna have younger guys there. So it's just gonna be a growing pain.
And some of these younger guys stand up. It gets it's always at the next guy up.
And fellas, the roster is not done yet. Howie is not the type of guy.
No, he's not.
We still got June, we still got July, we still got August, and he pulled moves last year in September. So
exactly. Or that's what I
was telling Rob. I'm like, we did so much. Oh God, it's only May. What the hell is going to happen next?
Wait, who knows Howie? And he can stack draft picks for days if he wanted to on a good day. Remember, look at that 2017 team. What do we do in midseason? We need more running back play. We got Jay Ajayi for like a 4th round pick. And look how well that turned out for us. Wins the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Look at shoot.
I'm trying to think.
It was the cornerback. I'm trying to remember his name. Not Roby. What was it?
Not Roby.
We got a cornerback too that year as well, I believe. Didn't we? Or the year before, or the year after. Like, there's always times where Howie's doing moves. He's making stuff. Like, I hate to say it, knock on wood, but maybe something happens in training camp, right? Like, somebody pulls something or tears something, or God forbid, right? Howie will make sure that position is taken care of. Plus, there's a lot of rumors now, because I guess the Eagles this morning let go of a player, Andre Sachre, even though it's not a big name. But so now
like I said,
Buda Baker might be coming.
I was about to say, because we were talking about that. That'd be a perfect trade candidate. And he's still young too. Like 25, 26 years old.
The linebacker of the Ravens, they didn't give his 5th-year option, so he's available. And then there's Devin White, who's told that he doesn't want to do Tampa.
Randy, we traded Marcus Johnson for Michael Bennett, and he's to the Seahawks.
That's right. There was a Bennett. There was a defensive end.
Michael Bennett. We got Daryl Worley in 2018. But we got a 4th rounder in return on April 26th from the Ravens, which that pick became Avonte Maddox. 4th overall, 125th overall became Avonte Maddox in 2018.
And that man.
Go ahead, Tyler. Go ahead.
And that man ended up being a really, really good slot corner for us.
Yeah,
that's
still
crazy.
Now, the one tree which I feel like did well for us was Golden Tate.
Yeah.
We traded our 2019 3rd rounder to the Lions for Golden Tate.
For me with Golden Tate, he was just okay.
Yeah,
that was the problem.
And then he got injured, I think, too, didn't he, while he was with us? So
I think so. And like his besties were behind him in with the Giants and bits with the Lions.
See, Rob, that's why when people are like, right away when like a trade's done, it doesn't matter if it's football, basketball, hockey, or whatever. As soon as a trade's done, everybody's like, "Oh, let's quick to grade this." You can't grade it until those draft picks have been picked, because until those picks have been made and those players have played, we don't know how good that grade could be. You could trade Joe Blow for a 1st round pick, and maybe good. We don't know. What that pick ends up becoming the next Patrick Mahomes or the next Connor McDavid. You know what I mean? So you just never know.
And speaking of in terms of the 2017 Eagles transaction, so September 12th of 2017, we signed Jake Elliott from the Cincinnati practice squad while we put Sturgis on the IR.
I remember that.
We waived injured defensive end Alex McAllister and Trey Sullivan. Also released Dallas Thomas, Wade, Josh Andrews, Billy Brown, Nathan Gary. God, thank God, good riddance to him because he was just fucking awful. Dylan Gordon, Darryl Green, Justin Hamilton, Taylor Hart, Cameron Johnson. Even though I hate having to part ways with him, I thought it was pretty a solid punter. Byron Marshall, Aaron Neary, C.J. Smith, Bryce Treggs, Greg Ward. I think we brought him back on the practice squad if I remember that year as well.
Yeah.
And Jamal Witz. Then going into August, we waged running back Brian Matthews, but oh Jesus Christ, traded Jordan Matthews and a 2018 3rd round pick to Buffalo for Ronald Darby.
Darby, that's right. That's what we got. Ronald Darby.
And then 17, we agreed to a 4-year deal with Barnett, and yeah, that's not looking good since then. May 17th, agreed to terms on a 1-year contract with LeGarrette Blount, and get Matt McGloin. Yeah, I could care less about that. But going into March. Oh, this is happy. On my birthday, March 28th, 2017, agreed to terms to defensive end Chris Long to a 2-year deal.
That was a money signing right there.
March 13th, Nick Foles agreed to a 2-year contract to stay with the Philadelphia Eagles on March 13th. March 10th, agreed to Stefan Wisniewski on a 3-year deal. Still missing the damn dude anyways. March 9th, agreed to terms with Torrey Smith on the 3-year contract with Alshon Jeffrey, Chance Warmack on a 1-year deal. And unfortunately, we had to release defensive end Connor Barwin, even though that kind of sucked.
The great Connor Barwin, who's now with us on the coaching staff.
Which is great.
Yeah.
In February, we released.
You kind of glazed over that, but that Torrey Smith pickup was huge as well, because look what he did.
Yeah, him and Alshon Jeffrey were.
Oh my God, he was sorely missed after he was gone to Carolina after that year.
Remember that
after that too.
Just dropping dimes into the bread basket as he's tiptoeing into the end zone. Just boop, boop. I loved it.
But in January, I think this coach is no longer with us anymore. Agreed to terms with wide receivers coach Mike Rowe.
Oh yeah. I had growing pains with that fucker.
And John DeFilippo, for those who don't know, actually is doing really well in the head coaching spot with the New Orleans Breakers.
Yeah, me and Jeff called the game yesterday, and it wasn't that so many flags, man, like so many penalties. It was like, holy shit! But yeah, 3-0.
Let's see. But yeah, 2019. So we traded the 2019 6th rounder to the Buccaneers to bring back Deshaun Jackson and a 2020 7th rounder. That became starting hot fritter. Then we traded Michael Bennett and a 7th rounder to the Patriots for John Hyde for a 2020 5th rounder. That's John Hightower. That was a complete bust. That was on March.
That sucks so bad.
That was March 13th. March 29th, traded a 2026 rounder 200 overall, which subsequently traded to become that was Quez Watkins for Jordan Howard, or that pick became. And regardless,
Wow, and then
got,
Jordan Howard ended up coming back while Quez is on the team for the second time.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Traded for 2019 first round, 20th overall. Could have been fucking Hollywood motherfucking Brown. Wait, I'm not kidding you. 25th overall, Marquise Hollywood Brown could have been a Philadelphia Eagle.
What year?
2019.
Fuck. There's our deep threat. There's our deep threat right there.
That pick, a 4th rounder and a 6th rounder. And thank God that 6th rounder became Trace McSorley, because holy crap, they became
distant. That's the stuff that's good to know about those after what those picks became. Fuck. We could have
had a 2019 first round pick, and unfortunately that first round in return came to
DK Metcalf. That could have been our fucking wide receiver room.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God. I'm not complaining now. I'm just saying, wow, that
could have been a fucking, especially under Jalen Hurts too.
Oh, right?
Son of a. And that first rounder we got in return became, unfortunately, Andre Dillard, who's now with the Tennessee Titans.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Dillard's gone. I forgot about
that.
So
April 27th, 2019. So we traded a 2019 5th rounder, which became Jake Bailey to the Patriots, for a 2019 5th rounder. Yeah, 167 went to became Clayton Thorson, right now in the USFL, I think with Houston, if I remember correctly. And a 2019 7th rounder, which 246 overall subsequently traded for Javon Patterson. Who the fuck is that?
I've never heard that name before.
But so April 27th, 2019, again, we traded the 2019 7th rounder, which was the pick for Javon Patterson for Hassan Ridgeway. Oh, I forgot about that.
I forgot about that as well. I forgot about Hassan Ridgeway.
Yeah,
we do have the 6th hardest schedule. That's true. Teams contacting Andrew Luck are violating the tampering rules.
Yeah,
NFL will not allow.
Actually, that's been changed now.
Yeah, we are allowed now.
August. Oh Jesus!
That's who Swift's wearing. I'm like, do I get a Swift jersey or do I get a Nolan Smith jersey? I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, that's a hard. You're in a rock and a hard place.
I've always
going on further than that. August 9th, we traded Ryan Bates to the Bills for Eli Harold. We traded Bruce Hector to the Cardinals for Rudy Ford. Don't know who those two morons are. We traded Jonathan Cyprian and a 2027 round pick, which that became starting Hawkfrichter, to the Falcons for Duke Riley, and a 2026 round pick that became Charlie Woomer.
Whoa.
And October 28th, 2018, traded a 2021 4th rounder, 110th overall, which became James Hudson for Jannard Avery from the Browns.
Oh wow. Really?
So yeah,
again.
so
listen, at least we got what's his name now to a battle Aaron Sipos for the punting position. What's his name? Legatron?
I think so.
Yeah. Zemper or something. I'd be doing
something like that. I know Zerwine is still staying with the Jets.
Oh wow. Jokic got fined $25,000 for shoving the Suns owner.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Neither am
I. 2020, yes, I know we want to forget about that year, which is it just got awful. In terms of the trades, though,
did Rodney McLeod leave or did we trade him?
I think Ryan McLeod left in free agency.
Okay, because I was gonna say, I thought we got a compensatory pick for that or something.
No, I wanted, because I think that's what I think would have gotten it. Because we know we got one for. I think we did get one for McLeod leaving the free agency, because I think that's what compensatory picks is all about. Yes. We got that for a 4th runner back for Hargrave. So like I said, me and Tyler said, we pretty much got Swift for free.
Yeah. Well, and look too, we're gonna get a comp pick next year for what's his name that went to the Lions as well.
Oh, CJ.
Yeah, Gardner. Yeah, exactly. TJ Edwards.
Yeah, TJ Edwards. Who?
Kaiser White.
Yeah,
Even though it'll be a low.
Zach
I think
Pascal.
Zach Pascal, exactly.
In 2020, in terms of the trades, we traded a 2020 third rounder, which became Julian Blackmon, and a fifth rounder, Quentin Sivas, to the Lions. That's the year we traded for Slay. And we gave that extension at the same time. April 25th, we traded a 2020 fourth round pick to the Cowboys for a 2020 fifth round pick, 146, became Curtis Reaver, and a 2021 fifth rounder that became Isaiah Loudermilk. I don't know. That's a last name that I've
never heard that one. Yeah.
In terms of so we traded that fifth rounder that became Curtis Weaver, and to the Dolphins for another fifth rounder. It became We could have fucking Darnell motherfucking Mooney in Eagles green.
That could be our returner.
Yeah.
Why? Why do you do us like that?
and a 2027th rounder that became Latavius Simmons. But we did trade that sixth rounder, 190th overall, to the Niners for Marquise Goodwin. Just unfortunately didn't.
Mooney?
So we could have had DK, Mooney, Jefferson,
Hollywood Brown. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
What up, could have, should have, I guess, right?
Yeah. But we did get Marquise Goodwin in exchange for that. We traded our sixth rounder, which was a 190th overall, to the Niners for Marquise Goodwin, and a 2021 seventh, which became William Bradley King. Don't know exactly
out the COVID year, so we didn't even really get to see him in an Eagles uniform that much.
Yeah, but in 2020, jeez.
No, 2020. I don't even think we saw him at all.
Yeah,
I think that's so. April 25th of 2020 as well. Traded a 2020 fifth rounder, 173rd overall, which was Darryl Mooney, and a 2027th rounder, 227th overall, which was Latavius Simmons, to the Bears for a sixth rounder, which became Sean Bradley, 196 overall, and Quez Watkins at the same time. And a seventh rounder, which became Casey Toolhill.
Oh wow, yeah, remember that guy? Wow.
What like I said, what could have, should have. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because then look back at it now. Look how much we would have had to pay those guys now.
Yeah, you know what? That is a good point. That was been a ton of money. So
yeah.
Then again, I guess we could say that's a blessing in disguise.
Yeah. But just to have them on the same team for 1 year, just to see that as a fan,
I was like God
we
damn
could
it!
Probably see our first quarterback throw for 7,000 yards in a season or something crazy. Like,
I mean, shit.
Offense.
Jalen Hurts to Justin Jefferson. Oh God.
Jalen Hurts to DK Metcalf. Jalen Hurts to. This is not fair. I'm gonna go play Madden, and I'm gonna do that now. I have to see what would happen. I have to.
I think I think that, but I mean, you're gonna need to do a lot of work.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I'm gonna wrap it up here. So, Randy, man, it's appreciated to have you on.
Appreciate it.
Talk some a little bit of NFL football along with that to kind of implement this as well. But yeah, Thursday is going to be the official schedule release for all 32 NFL teams.
Right.
And hopefully, I think if I'm going to have to go one of these games, one game I'm going to try to go to is the Arizona Cardinals home game. And I can just boot. Right. Oh, because like we said, Jonathan Gannon's going to get booed out of the building.
You should. People sit behind him should be like, pew, pew, pew. Shot.
I forgot about that. Yeah, with that being said, yeah, we'll see what all the schedule's going to be looking like. You're probably going to catch me some Eagles games. I think Tyler's going to definitely do some games here on the channel as well. Probably going to help him out with that on the days that I'm not. It's going to be a lot of fun. 2023 is going to be. It's going to be looking like a good year this year.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to. This will be my first full year now, like getting some experience under my belt from last year. So when I go to do some games this year for the network, the All-Star Sports Network,
absolutely,
I'll feel more.
Plus, too, Cowboys fans can't make the fucking excuse that so Jalen Hurts can actually finally play the Cowboys, so the Cowboys fans can't make that goddamn excuse.
Exactly. Yeah.
And honestly,
yeah.
I cannot wait to shut Debo up again.
Yes, me too. After those fuck comments, fuck off. Get out of here. And also, Mac's going to lead the league in interceptions this year as well.
Dude, if he does that again, I'm gonna laugh my ass off. And not to mention too, and he's actually due up for another contract extension. It's like, oh god.
Yeah. Please
Well,
pay him
we'll
more. Give him the bag.
Give him the bag.
Give him the bag.
But it's gonna be, we're gonna wait to see how 2023 holds up. For all, no matter if it's us Eagles fans, if you're a Cowboys fan out there, well, not delusional ones, but you're the realest ones.
You're doing a game later tonight, though, right? Let the people know.
Yeah, I'm doing the Lakers and Warriors.
There you go.
If you want to pop on.
Rob later tonight. Looked at the chat. As he calls it. I might hop on with you. I gotta go pick up the weekend. So.
8 o'clock. Me and Tyler are turning back the clocks for professional wrestling.
8 o'clock.
Right.
Doing some WWF Raw from 1999.
Oh, sick! So you guys are gonna show like an old watch an old wrestling game or match, or
pretty much what we normally would do in terms of our wrestling watch-alongs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and we'll do most do old WWF, the original ECW, like you name it, we'll do it a lot.
You guys do an episode of you guys do some WCW. Your boy will show up and.
WCW. Shit.
Oh wait! Did he just say he's putting the title on
the line? Title's been on the line. Nobody wants to take on the champion.
Wow, we're doing picks and predictions.
Yeah, we have to.
Damn classic WCW paper.
You know what? I would never have thought of that if that's the case. I would never would have thought of doing a picks and prediction of all like retro WWE content.
That would be sick. That would be actually kind of badass.
Yeah, that would because wrestling. The fact that wrestling has changed the last 20 years.
My favorite wrestler.
Oh, that's sick. Rhea Ripley.
You got mommy.
Yeah, you got Rob's mommy.
Attaboy, Randy. Yeah,
you got himself a mommy shirt.
Oh yeah, she's my favorite. She's my favorite.
I mean, like,
I'm in love with her.
I think.
Yo, you think you can take Dom in a fight for real?
Oh, I destroy Dom. Are you kidding me? I would give him a 316. You kidding? God damn it.
But so 8 o'clock, Randy. If you want to pop on with me and Tyler, if you have Peacock,
you can hop on in.
The very first episode of Monday Night Raw, or actually WWF Raw, before hang on.
Goddamn Wildlife Fund ruining shit for everybody.
What day is that? What day is this?
Tonight.
Oh, is it tonight? Damn it.
Yep. Tonight, 8 o'clock.
Because I don't have Peacock, so I don't get Peacock here.
But I had it. But that's
I'm
great.
gonna pop by though. I'll pop by and yeah. I'll do. You guys do your thing, but I'll be there. Yeah, don't worry.
All right. That being said, have a good one, guys.
Yes. Go Bird.
Go.